Hello Flosstube, it's Amber Rogue Mama Stitcher. It's Monday, August 18th, 2025, and this is Flosstube number 76, and this is, a few takes later because I keep, getting sidetracked and things. But I have 3 FFO'S, 3 finishes that are the FFO'S, whips that I was working on the last time that, we spoke, and I have 2 whips that I've been working on and no starts and a very meager haul. And I do have the 2 giveaway winners to announce at the very end, and I did the random YouTube comment picker with that, and just to make sure it was fair, and I chose 2 winners because I gave the option to say soda stitch in 2 separate words and then in 1 word combined, and I had 2 like that, 1 each, and that I just thought, I'm gonna just, the more the merrier. I mean, I am over 3,000 subscribers. I'm pretty stoked about that. As you can see, also I've changed my little ensemble here, probably temporarily, but put Tuxie in the garden up there. I might rearrange these a little differently just because I'm not sure about the spacing right now and the grouping, but I wanted to have my Scottish samplers up from Charted by Northumberland Sampler House there. I absolutely adore them. I think they're gorgeous, and I don't give them enough exposure, attention, and they did take quite some time and effort in my life, and I just adored doing them, and my husband made those frames for me. I did stain them and sand them, but he actually did make them for me to match the Northumberland Sampler House style of sampler frame. Anyway, it's a little bit of a tangent there, but I just wanted you to, see that I had changed this a little bit, but also that I'm not, super fond of necessarily the grouping at the moment, but, I like the wood, the natural wood there. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I should get on to show you the stitching, and I'm sure you're anxious to see that compared to just hearing me talk. So my finish and FFO that I did was, the Stars in Flowers by Sub Rosa Designs, and Emmy Rose, she, I asked, like, how should I finish this piece, and this is the first time I've done a patriotic piece ever, I believe, and she said, how about just like ribbons out the side, like out of the corners, like streamers, and there they are, and I think I did learn from this of kind of maybe what I do differently, but I do love it. I think it looks pretty good. Definitely going to use it for decoration next year. Just in my living area probably with my family. But see the cool thing, the ribbon that says America, I thought that was really fun. I ended up getting the ribbon on Etsy. There's how it turned out. The pillow, I put interface on the inside. I just love how it turned out. And then I believe this fabric, I got this from a viewer. That's a little pinch, but I got this fabric. I believe it was from someone from Flosstube, who watches my channel and just sent me like this huge box of quilting fabric. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. So then, yeah, so I used that, and then I did the whole, because I didn't want to like do any whip stitching on the on the seams. I just wanted to have it tucked in right side to right side. So then I cut this star. It's sort of like a dancing star. I like that. I like I mean, I could have tried to make it as perfect as possible, but I like that he kind of looks like he's moving. And that fabric that I got there was probably from, oh goodness, what was that? Wish. I think it was from the Wish app. But see, I think the quilting fabric's just beautiful. Really good quality too. I love that. It's very soft. A little bit of glue there, I think. But you don't really look at the back much. But yeah, it's really soft. And I use the Pellon, you know, fiber fill fabric. But yeah, I love the ribbons that I got. I think they're pretty perfect. I think it's just more like what I would improve on in the future is probably like I should have, oh, my cat chewed this off. Oh, she is so naughty. I don't know how she got in here, but anyways, but yeah, so I would just change like how, yeah, that's crazy. What a little stinker. But I would change how I positioned these ribbons, probably maybe more like this, right here. Like, I don't know, maybe it just needs, I think it would need some adjustment there. But I mean, I do like how they're kind of spread apart a little bit, but this one's just kind of poking out a little. Maybe I could iron it, like sort of like that. I don't really know. It was a first for me, but I like how it's like there's movement there. I cannot believe my cat, and then I just saw that, and literally I keep the door closed to this room because she chews ribbon, but I didn't think she'd go after my stars. What a stinker. Anyways, but I thought this was really cool, these stars, as part of like a ribbon pack I got on Etsy. I like that, you know, with the stars and flowers. And one thing I love about sewing and just, you know, kind of DIY, is that you can, you know, fix things, tweak things. So I'm sure I'm going to do something different with this. I could find the rest of the stars, and I don't know, like, that's crazy. Like, maybe just make it shorter, something like that. Really try to keep it away from her. I don't know how she got it, but anyway, so I did, this was a 28 count Glasgow linen by Swygat, and I used DMC variegated floss, and you know, it just turned out so beautifully. I just love that. The only thing that wasn't was the Barbarall Creations Shamrock, you know, variegated floss she sent with one of my orders. I think I'm trying to remember if I got it for free or if I bought it. I think she sent it for free. So I just think that turned out beautifully. I love that. And yeah, isn't that pretty? The variegated just, you know, is I just love how it makes the design look like it's moving. See, this is like the original, like the cover photo, what's intended. You know, it's not variegated, very classic and rustic, primitive kind of look, and that's awesome. You know, that's great. But I just love how the variegated just has, you know, it's just kind of more movement. So yeah, beautiful. Oh, I can't believe my cat. Literally, it's my cat who chews the ribbon. So I have, you know, no one to blame, I guess, but myself, who just, I don't know, I guess maybe one day I kept the door open or something. Okay, and then, and gosh, I started Stars and Flowers a couple years ago, I believe. Just first patriotic stitching venture. Okay, and then my second finish FFO is Miss Liberty by Teresa Kogut. Just 36 count color and cotton linen Renaissance. Oh man, look at that. Oh, so pretty. And this is a refurbished, I guess, key holder. I found at a thrift store, and if you look at prior floss tubes, I do show this. It was green and had like a design on the front, and these were more of like a copper brass kind of color. I think it's brass, but I painted them with like a pewter like hammered paint from Lowe's, and then I did these, I made these little hangy pillows to hang off of these, and I got these little, got all these like 4th of July like patriotic buttons to experiment with, of course, that I will use in the future, and just like twine as well to hang those from. And here's, I left the screen, and then I just did like a huge star patch on the back, made from the same material as the heart, and then did a little diamond on that for where I cut, you know, because I just wanted to do it kind of quickly. So but yeah, so spray paint from Lowe's, and sanded, painted, waxed, but yeah, I just love all those colors. I did the charted colors, called for colors, stitched 2/2. First eagle I ever stitched. I don't know if it's the first American flag I ever stitched. I think it is. I might have stitched some smaller ones before, maybe, but yeah, it's so pretty, right? I love it. And you know, it's just I think it's like a rich kind of a design. Like I really just, I love this, and I definitely want to put this out in our main area in the patriotic seasons, summer, and oh gosh, I love that. That checkered striping on her dress, I think is just so pretty. You know, this whole piece I think is so fun. First Teresa Kogut as well, that I've ever, you know, started and finished, and FFO'd now, so Miss Liberty. And it came from sorry, just one sec while I find it. Primitive cross stitching, oh, Punch, Needle, and Primitive Stitcher is the magazine, and it was 2024 summer, and it was just, you know, on the, like, what is it, cheese board finish with the rick-rack on the back, you know, which also is a good finish. I just wanted, you know, to do something that I found thrifting, and I did, so love that. Okay. And let me see, and then I have a third finish and FFO. I'm just trying to find where I put. Alrighty. So I found my third FFO finish, and it was the Biscornu Strawberry by Soda Stitch. So this is what it looks like. Just sold on Soda Stitch Design on Etsy. Now I have this in a project bag still, little pink zipper project bag I got on Temu. because I have it kitted up for if I do this on pink fabric, like on a pale pink, and so I don't know, like you can't really tell on there, but and I just love what I've kitted up here. Oh, just a second. Okay, my son had to show me that his pants fit for school. So yeah, so I love how I've kitted it up on the floss card from Lorinda over at the Merry Crow. So yeah, I just am keeping it, you know, kitted up. But so this is my first Biscornu, and I, you know, I thought it was really appropriate that it be soda stitch. You know, just because I'm, you know, obsessed with soda stitch, love soda stitch. But here it is. Here's my strawberry Biscornu. So beautiful. I love it. It turned out so great. You know, I think there's imperfections in it, and there are probably, you know, but I'm not, like, I don't think they're a big deal or anything. Like, they don't detract from the aesthetic value of it. I chose this button right here to go on the top, and you know, I love the button on the bottom that I chose. It was pretty quick and pretty easy. I did use AMO and DMC rather for this design, and no CXC on this one. Oh wait, the white, I think the white is the Black Label CXC. But see, just doing that stitching on the, you know, for where the border is, that you stitch, you know, just a back stitch. It was very easy. But so I did instructions from, I used instructions from like a tutorial from 123 Stitch, and she showed that you do use interface on within the border, within the back stitch border. I didn't look the whole time, and that's why I missed that. And so I was stitching through pretty, like, it got pretty stiff, and so I actually was like really wearing out my thumb doing it. But so pretty, right? I love that. The Biscornu I always looked intimidating to me as well. And, you know, I just think it's not as bad. And the 123 Stitch presenter on YouTube, who did the tutorial, she just was so encouraging and so sweet, and was like, this is really not as hard as you think. You know, I'm just saying, she was intimidated, and she really, like, just put me at ease to try it, and you know, the FFO part of it. And so I was just immediately made comfortable and absolutely pleased with the results. So I don't know, just do a little screen grab so everybody knows I did my Biscornu. But yeah, so pretty cool. I love something so addicting and so satisfying about how when you stitch on fabric, you know, even weave linen, that, you know, it's like, it's flexible, but it's symmetrical, you know, mostly. And all this did match up like exactly the way it was supposed to, and just so satisfying. But, you know, 28 counts Weigart Glasgow linen, stitched all of these 2/2, all these beautiful stitches 2/2. You know, I do it again. You know, I think it just turned out fabulously. Couple things from the prior piece. So from the, I don't know if I said already, but for this FFO, the Stars and Flowers, I did stitch 2/2 on that, the 28 count, and I think it filled it it filled great. Like there was no problem. Like washed and ironed, interface, great results. Also on Miss Liberty, I did stitch, or I did do interface as well. I don't believe I did mention to you that I did put this on. I mounted Miss Liberty on a foam board, but first I did, I put 2 layers of, I think it was medium loft batting. So 2 layers of that, and you know, just did like put it on a sticky board, and then just like Aleene's like tacky glue on the back to secure the fabric to the back of the foam board. And you know, I just love that. It's simple, it's quick, and you know, I'm not planning on, you know, I don't know, doing anything else with it besides, you know, display like that. And then I was going to tell you also that I tried so many stars for this, because obviously, like, I think stars are like fun, and they're, you know, but they also can be like they're very symmetrical, they're very like, you know, you think of like mathematics, and you know, just they are very kind of, they can be very, I don't know, like they just kind of, what am I trying to say? Sharp and you know, like edgy, and they're very like, they can be very kind of dramatic. But I think like in primitive, they can also be just like really fun and just kind of like a little rough looking. So I kind of settled on something a little bit rough looking. And it kind of reminds me like Patrick from SpongeBob, but almost like it's moving, and also reminds me like a sea star, which I love sea stars. But yeah, so I wanted to go with something a little more just kind of fun, instead of like, you know, real sharp and symmetrical, which does seem to kind of match that primitive star as well. Sorry. So there was you know, when you're FFOing, I feel like there's, you know, a kind of a different process of putting it all together. So I had like a little more to say on that, but I tried so many stars. I have so many. If anybody wants any, then no, they're just, I mean, it's just experiments, and I want to put you all at ease that, you know, when you're doing your own DIY, you know, pieces, that you don't get, you know, discouraged or anything. You know, if you're kind of making some mistakes, like just keep trying. And you know, also this I think is the same quilting fabric like haul or stash that I got from that you know, viewer. I mean, look at all, I made so many mistakes, and also just kind of like, yeah, this doesn't really go. Like, no, this doesn't go. I did these like so many you know, tries, and this is probably another reason I didn't stitch as much, and I am left over with about that much from the fabric that she gave me. That's it. So I can look through and see who the viewer was that sent me the fabric, but if you're watching right now, thank you very much. I'm definitely using that fabric you sent. But yeah, if anybody wants one of my little experimental stars, I'll finish it off and send it to you. And maybe I'll give that in the giveaway, the couple giveaways. So yeah, so that's fun. And then I stocked up on my strawberry buttons, and you know, just to have more to finish with, do FFO'S with. I told you I was gonna do that. I know I've shown you some of my favorites, or some of the newer ones I've gotten, and I wanted to show you ones I just got. I don't think I showed you yet, but got off of Temu. That one, I thought that was, I really was tempted to use that on the Biscornu, and I didn't, because the other ones were just a little too perfect for it, and that was a little less circular, a little more oblong, and I think it didn't go as well. But yeah, and then I also wanted to show you, this is a satisfying thing for me, but this is my scrap that's left over from the Biscornu. I had just barely made it, you know, just that close to the edge to have enough for that Biscornu. So pretty cool. Like, I'll be able to do something with that. And I just love that Glasgow fabric. And then I have these little scraps of fabric left over. I don't know what I'll use it for. Maybe quilting later, something like that. Yeah, so this is the day before Toasty goes back to school. And he just told me this morning, oh, I have my new pants. I need different pants for school. So I've kind of got a little bit of a stick in the spokes with my plans today and canceled an appointment and, you know, just made sure that he was taken care of. So that's being a mom, right? So yeah, I'm a little bit, I wanted to do Flosstube. That was like my main obligation besides getting him to, and, you know, myself to his open house for school. But then the clothes didn't fit that I just bought him at the end of this school year last year. Shocking. Okay, so then I got these tomato buttons that I think are so cute. I'm pretty sure they're tomatoes. Since I've been growing tomatoes, I figure at some point I will probably get more into stitching tomatoes maybe. But I don't know if you can see those. Pretty cute. There we go. Yeah. So I think that was it. Oh, there's one more style. Yeah, I wanted you to see what I got to go with my FFO'S. There's the other style right here. Kind of fun. Okay, and then, oh, my patriotic buttons. I got a tomato canning jar to put my patriotic buttons in. And I was thinking maybe I'll put my tomatoes in there too, my tomato buttons. Isn't that cool? I love that. Kilner, whatever brand that is, I never heard of. They're like, been around since 1864. Something like that. Like, oh, really? Okay, sorry. And then I have a couple whips to show you as well. I don't know if my, this one kind of doesn't quite fit in patriotic, does it? Well, I don't know. Maybe. We'll leave it for now. But I don't know if I updated you that I did step down from my management position at work, and I have been so much less stressed. It has been so nice. It's you know, not really people that I supervised that were stressful as much. Was more just like kind of the, you know, being like part of a management team where there was like kind of sort of some passive resistance of like improvement, I guess. And so I was like after a few months, it was like not worth my effort anymore. Like, you know, and in the end, you know, I do get paid less, but I think that's worth me not being as stressed in my schedule. I changed in order to be able to you know, get my child to school easily every day and pick him up from school easily every day. And you know, so I don't know, just I didn't want to like kind of cause myself ill health by being too stressed. Like, I'd rather just go to work, be active, do my job well, not have to worry about like the pretenses of like meeting goals, but then like having the passive resistance of like some not working to meet the goals, and me like being very like straightforward. Like, if I say I care about something, if I know it's my job, I'm gonna do my best, and like I'm not really like I try not to be like, you know, have a lot of pretenses, you know. So anyway, so kind of getting out of that sort of weird game feels a lot better. So yeah, and that's one reason I'm filming on a Monday instead of filming on a, you know, Tuesday or Wednesday. Because for the last like year and a half, I think it's been on a Tuesday or Wednesday, maybe even 2 years, because I think my old schedule was, you know, before I even became a manager, I think it was Tuesday, Wednesday off as well, or Wednesday, Thursday, I don't remember, but anyway, so thank you for listening to that. That was my little life update in the middle there. You know, I've been finding peace and solace in my garden, and, you know, and just spending more time with my family has been wonderful. So I did have one viewer give me advice that I really appreciated on my next piece, because I asked, you know, about you know, the personalization on the stocking, and so we'll have to address that. But look, I got more done. I'm so happy. So before my last floss tube, I had stitched that part, the cloud, the dream cloud, and since a month ago, I've gotten the bedpost done, the you know, little cloud dots from the dream bubble or dream cloud to the different rabbit siblings that are dreaming these cute candies and presents. So these are the beginnings of the oldest rabbit's ears and nightcap. So and I'm using the floss from the kit, some supplemental DMC floss as well. This is the Joan Elliott Good Shepherd the Night Before from 1990. I have used blue fabric instead. See where I'm on the bunny right there in the middle. And I'm supplementing that red with like a little bit of a darker red, which I really love, but so cute. I think that's like the little ball from the nightcap is on the forehead there. Super, super cute. It's for my great nephew, my youngest great nephew. And I got this fabric, I think, just from Amazon, 14 count Eda. And the original fabric was obviously white, and, you know, that was a little too plain for my taste. Wanted it to pop more. So as you can see, it does, with all the white that's going to be in the piece. So I'll just have to actually stitch the white instead of just leaving it like the piece, you know, is charted, and that's okay. So yeah, stitching 3 over 1 on 14 count Eda, if I didn't already say. And then the name, I got the advice for the name from a viewer that said she would consider, she thinks it does blend too much in the middle there with the kind of medium to light green with that light blue. And she said maybe you could just back stitch around it, and I will seriously consider that. I think that is a fabulous idea. So we will see. So I love how that's turning out. I was going to try to get it done at the end of the year, but I'm not sure if I'm going to, because I'm trying to get this Nora Corbett piece done, a Mirabilia piece, before the Queen City Stitch Retreat in October. But there's the personalization I'm using. Those letters are so cool, right? If you can see that. Very, very pretty. It's just on the fabric is a little bit lighter, I think. Kind of stands out a little bit better on that fabric, I think. I think maybe because the blue or the green has the kind of like that similar color, you know, tone mix there, similar tone as the green or blue. I don't know. Yes. You got the point, right? Okay. So, oh, and this is this big old bag that I put my stockings in. I just love it. The quilted bag. This cute little angel charm. Made by Stitching with Grammy, I believe is her name. She's been around for a while, doing her stitching bags and things. I have my other whip also to show you, and this is the one that I've kind of, you know, struggled making really satisfactory progress on since I've been doing, you know, my garden and the FFO'S and all that. But this is the Topaz Fairy. I won this chart at the 2023 Queen City Stitch Retreat. Look at that gorgeous, gorgeous fairy. I have made some progress. The last time I showed you, I believe I didn't have about that much done, like the chunk of her wing, maybe about that much, and I think maybe I had her face, but definitely not all this hair and not as much on the neck and the shoulder. So yeah, I've made some progress. I hate how that goes dark. There. There we go. I hope you can see that. And I'm stitching this 2/2 on 36 count linen, hand dyed by Nicholas Flamel. And it's Hawaiian flowers and parrots from a set of 2 pieces of fabric. And this had less purple in it and, you know, more yellow and blue. So I'm not really sure if this is, I think this is probably the parrot out of the Hawaiian flowers and parrots. So, excuse me. So isn't that gorgeous fabric? I just love that. I will show you the cover photo in a minute, but I am really in love with how my November Topaz Fairy looks on my choice of fabric. I just love that. You know, I love that there's like browns and, you know, it's kind of like, it's really just beautiful. Not colors I normally would pick, or taupe or something. And I love the subtlety of them. I think they're super, super pretty, especially on such vibrant fabric. Plus, she has a yellow dress, a light yellow dress, and then she has these bright pink, sort of almost like reddish fuchsia flowers. You know, that I'm super excited to get to. I was gonna try to get to, like, see the wing comes up here and then the flower starts right there, I believe. And I was trying to get to that, but I just didn't make it in time before I start to, you know, before I go back to work tomorrow. So, but that's okay. So about like right here is where those bright red, kind of deep red flowers start, deep pinkish red. I think they're just gonna be so beautiful on that fabric. Let me see what the color is. Okay, well, I will show you with a floss toss, kind of. But yeah, one that it's Queen City. See, it's like a bright, it's kind of like a hot pink. It looks like a deep red on the cover photo, but look at that hot pink. That's gonna be so pretty, right? Yes, beautiful. So, but yeah, look, my nail with the lips, like the color is so close. It's like, I guess it's more of a violet, is what the lady who does my nails said. She was like, I think that's more of a violet. Sorry if that's boring to you, but I'm like, oh, it matches. There's so much shadow. My camera's driving me nuts. It's a really nice camera, but oh my gosh, like the other camera understood you don't have to go dim so fast. But yeah, so then these are the goodies that go with it. Beautiful. My the embellishments and such, the beads and the krynic. Yeah. And then here's my beautiful scissors, scissor fob that'll go with that goes with it. Love that pearl. That was from Lisa Cross by Floss, I believe, from the Queen City Stitch Retreat, which, you know, is appropriate. And then this is from Mary, my friend Mary Daydream Stitcher. She just bought me that beautiful bag a while back. So yeah, so Topaz, November Topaz Fairy I'm trying to get it done before Queen City Stitch Retreat. And she's not like a really big piece or anything. And oh my gosh, I forgot to tell you all forget it, the sizes of each piece I do. I always forget that, but she is 178 stitches by 233 stitches. And here's what Nora Corbett says. You know, or at least this is the quote for the November Topaz Fairy. Next in the series of lovely birthstone fairies is the Topaz Fairy. She has iridescent dragonfly wings that carry her in a pale lemon chiffon dress. She is harvesting the last crimson blooms of summer to brighten her winter days. The citron stones and sparkling beads crown her the fairy queen of November. I love that. And my birthday is at end of November, so this was perfect when I got this at Queen City Stitch Retreat. Super excited about that. Yeah. So, what next? Haul? Probably haul, right? As I said, I don't have my notes like I normally would. So, okay. So I saw this gorgeous piece finished on Instagram by Yasmin Made with Love, and you know, I wanted to buy it, and it turns out this was only available if you were you know, paying for her Patreon. So you know, I asked her, she said it's only general release next year. And so, you know, I had to join the Patreon to get it, and I still paid $15 for it, which I'm a little confused about that. But, you know, don't jump on me all at once. I just was kind of like, okay, like, I guess maybe you should have, maybe like how Patreon works is like you, like you're a member before you want to purchase something, and that's when you get the benefit of getting them without being charged for them. Like, I don't know, does that make sense? Like, you sort of like insurance or something. So I don't really do like a Patreon to like everybody. Like, they have the Witchy Stitcher, and I think there's one other designer, and then Yasmin Made with Love now. But this is really like, I have this finish of you know, this FFO of the Yasmin Made with Love Strawberry Season, but I don't know, like, I guess there's not like a whole lot I was thinking like I would get, but okay, you know. So I don't know if that sounds kind of like fussy of me, but I was a little taken aback by how you know, kind of abrupt that seemed. I don't know, maybe not. Oh, I was going to show you too, I got this needle minder to go with this piece. I love this. She's so cute. She's like kind of a little winter Pocahontas, which, you know, and the colors are so good to go with there, with her colors, the November Topaz Fairy. But yeah, so then my, the book that, one of the books that my sister-in-law, or sorry, not my sister-in-law, my nephew's wife, so my niece, she had shown me this from Japan, and I got this book myself. And there was one other design that I would really like to do. I just couldn't spend the money to get that as well. But this book had a lot of the designs that I really, really liked and I could see doing. So like super cute stuff like that. It's called Seasons and Fairy Tales Cross Stitch. And there's a lot of really super cute pieces in here, but some of them are, they have the pattern on the other side. So I kind of don't want to, yeah, expose the pattern. But there was one that I loved. It was a strawberry. Oh, there it is. So I will cover this one so I can show you. There. Isn't that so cute? I could totally see myself doing that. on a container, like making, you know, it fit on a container for FFO. That'd be really cool. So, oops. So yeah, love that. Yeah, in the future I might have another couple. But yeah, they sent me, like, you know, Japanese books or designs, because there was one that I really, really wanted to do that my niece, you know, had shown me. So they sent these stickers. This was from Japan, so it took like a month, I think, to get here. So super cute. And then I don't know, just cute, like, little bag. Alrighty, so other haul from Temu was these cool, like, kind of clear blue, like, floss cards, or like transparent book glue, translucent. So I really did need more floss cards. I was running out. There's the green, and then pink. Obviously, I got a ton. They're just slightly smaller than like the standard DMC or Janlin. I got this strawberry tape. I got a few other things for haul. It's just silly sometimes. So, but yeah, got these cool little tarot card decks. I think maybe some of the art is AI, I'm not sure, but maybe. No, it's not. Not this one, at least. The cats are so funny. I really enjoyed the cat one. Yeah, the Serenity ones, I don't know. They're pretty though. I like them. And then I got a few pins from Temu. And I'm thinking, you know, these would go like as needle minders, like I could make them into needle minders. So thanks, it's the trauma. And then like jellyfish rainbow. I know who I'm gonna give this to already. Someone who's into rainbows and has some experience with jellyfish lately. Hint, hint, you know who you are. Okay, and then there's some others that are really cool. Okay. Current side quest brought to you by ADHD. That's so cute. And then I freaking love this. Yes, cool. Yeah, like I said, kind of got some Five Below things. But yeah, so a lot of, on Temu I got a lot of these like project bags, and this is really so that, because I have a lot of partial kitted up, you know, patterns that I would just like to, you know, store and, you know, just probably just make a record that I have kitted them up or partially kitted them up. And so that's kind of the bigger ones there. Man, I am making the biggest mess right now. Like I said, these look pretty inexpensive on Temu, and then they make it like a game, like, oh, you know, you get this many, and blah, 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 and you get this. I don't know, I got suckered, but I did need, you know, or want some of these, so. Little tiny one, like kind of, they could double as like notions bags, you know, really small projects. These are going on the floor. Okay, and then I love that they have the different colors. I was kind of getting tired of like only the primary colors. I love that they had like hot pink in the bags, you know, not all of them are white and stuff. So different sizes there, and I'm probably gonna put some of these in the giveaway. But yeah, see, there's like gray. It's pretty cool. I think that was think that was probably it. So at the end, I'm going to show the two giveaway winners. And probably take you through a stroll in my garden and show you my roses. Even though they're not peak condition right now, they still, some of them are looking pretty. So this is ridiculous. I did not put any decorations on this at all for August, my book of days, but it does, I have put notes on here like need to finish on, or need to stitch on Topaz Ferry before Queen City. And then one of the quotes is from Abraham Lincoln: most folks are about as happy as they make up their minds to be. And then a stitch in time saves 9, 1732 proverb. So that's pretty neat. All right, well, if I might forget something if I rush off too fast here. So just give me a sec, please. Give me a moment here. Some of this I'm just looking at like, why? Okay, so Notions bag, Peter Rabbit, very, very cute. Then this kind of like a little Thanksgiving bunny type of, you know, maybe like sewing kit kind of thing. Not really sure. I know I always like regret not getting certain things when they catch my eye, and I'd already seen this a couple times. And then let's see. I did get, I don't know if I already showed you. I don't want to show you again if I already showed you. So I think I did show you. But I got this, the Halloween magazine. I had left this there where I normally show you, you know, but if in case I didn't, okay, these are really, really pretty cute. So these little Halloween designs, Flossy Fox Shop, one of our very own. Pretty cool. She got in there and is making a name for herself. I love that. Yeah, the Craftways, you know, this one was really actually pretty chock full of some beautiful things, so I kept that one. I love the Christmas cross stitch Craftways. Normally it has a lot of good stuff. So, but yeah, I guess I'm not really showing you everything, but normally there's some useful things that I can use in here, like for other pieces, even if I don't want to do the whole piece. But that piece of Santa is really neat, and yeah, some of these like little cute snowman things are charming. Snowman designs. Yeah. So, sorry. This is like taking a little longer, but that was pretty cool. The village square. Even though I might not ever do them, I like to have some things just on hand in case. But yeah, so love you guys. Hope you find time to stitch, and hope you enjoy the rest of your summer, and that getting the kiddos off to school is not too much of a challenge. You know, stick around just to see who the giveaway winners are, and then just message me on Instagram, Rogue Mama Stitcher, you know, to tell me you got, you know, to collect the giveaway, to give me your address. You have to be 18 or over. Please do be a subscriber. And again, thank you so much to everybody for subscribing and for your loyalty, for your, you know, for your interest in our mutual hobby. And I will talk to you guys later. Hi guys, so this is my planter box for my roses, and we've added some hummingbird feeders and just like kind of a makeshift, probably not even really useful to the hummingbirds' bird bath. I think I have to put it up higher maybe. And anyway, so pretty little hummingbird feeder there. Here's how my clearance rose bush from Walmart's doing. It was in pretty rough shape. I had to add 2 new rose bushes when the planter box got done, because 6 was not going to be enough roses to fill this up, and it just turned out to be bigger than we expected, which is fine. So that was an addition just at the very end of the season. It was only $15, and it's just looking so great. We got some cow manure from a friend to put in the bed. This one is forming new growth again, but it was the orange one. It was so beautiful. This one got damaged before we bought it, but it was such a big, just beautiful bush, like blossoms everywhere. We didn't see the damage until after we got it, and could tell some parts of it were dying. So that's why it's like such a meager little, bunch of leaves on the back side there. But it was, I think it was hit with a shovel. Oops, my finger. So it was, some stems were dying. So I've cut all those off, and it's just blossoming beautifully and looks great. Alrighty, and then this is the next one. That's my purple plum. And it was blossoming beautifully. I love the foliage, looks great. This one is the Savannah tea rose. It's hybrid tea rose, and it's actually just a huge blossom. You can see some new growth coming, and it looks really nice. The bush is I think it sort of relaxed and sort of spread out a little bit compared to when it was in the pot, but I think it's doing really well. I think it's going to get taller and bigger. This one is such a beautiful rose. I love this. But yeah, see that? Oh, it's called Enchanted Peace. I just love this rose. But yeah, this is a very healthy, normally a healthy rose bush. It should be the biggest of them all. It gets about 4 feet tall. And then this one is my other clearance rose bush that we got last minute at the end of the season, one of the last ones even there at all, and it looks so good compared to what it did. I might pop pictures in here of what they used to look like, but look at those blossoms. Wow, so pretty. The hummingbirds will they'll pollinate those, and they love those big blossoms on this. It's so close to their feeder too. And then we staked a little, my husband helped me stake some of the stems down, just because there was some cross growth on this. And so then we basically just I pruned a lot of it, but then also just training that with the staking it that way, so it's not crossing in the middle over here, and then it'll give all this more room to breathe and grow. And then this one we're taking that way, because that was kind of going that way too, so it'll be good. So a lot of little new blossoms on this one. I'm so excited for that one to take off. Just tons of new growth and blossoms. So, and my husband put kind of the soaker hoses on, for every bush, so that I don't have to panic if I forget to water them at the right time every day. This one is the, I guess it's called Sunblaze. It's a hot pink mini rose bush, but lots of new growth coming on that. And then here's the little cute bird bath there. And, the feeder that is the most popular feeder for all these adorable little hummingbirds that love to visit. But yeah, my yard is unfinished. This will be 2/3 of the yard finished once my husband does the kind of pouring of the cement and the pavers here and the fire pit, finishing cementing in there and all that. So yeah, and everything else is done.
you know, on this side, and the whole other side and still needs to be done. But you know, this is kind of more what I've been focusing a lot of my time on, as I told you in my video. So you know, here's my beautiful strawberry hanging plant, like a couple ripe strawberries on there. I think it's beautiful. I love the character to it. I had to sling some of it up, you know, a little triage there, because it got broken when one of my kids tried to pick the strawberry. So there's my hen and chick from my dad's garden. You know, he has since passed away, but he loved growing the hen and chicks. So now I just have one huge hen and chick. I hope that it produces more, but so far not. But this is the tomato planter box. The rose one is quite a bit bigger, as you could tell, but look at all that growth coming out of there. I just am so happy about it. So I pruned this back quite a bit yesterday. My husband kept saying he wanted to see the tomatoes, and he couldn't see the tomatoes, and he said, what about, you know, when we want to pick them, and well, what about also, like, they don't get sun, are they going to ripen, things like that. So I looked into that, and seems fine that, you know, to prune them. I'd already pruned like our hanging tomato plant quite a bit before, and it seemed fine. But that's our biggest tomato in there. That's a Cherokee purple, and we're just waiting for it to blush so we can pick it. But yeah, we got a lot of beefsteak heirlooms. The Cherokee purple is also an heirloom. I love these Brandywine pink tomatoes. They are getting huge, and they're beautiful as well. The Brandywine pinks are those, so they look like they're going to be really pretty, and hopefully they'll taste good. But yeah, so these are the Cherokee purple again. We have 5 Cherokee purple plants, 1 Brandywine pink, 1 beefsteak heirloom tomato, and then a black cherry tomato, which is not heirloom. So one of the weirdest things is this Cherokee purple tomato plant has like a pear-shaped tomato. I mean, almost every tomato on this plant is pear-shaped. And so I was talking to some people at work, and one of the girls said, I said, what do you think? You know, why do you think these are pear-shaped? And one of the things that was suggested was, well, maybe they got cross-pollinated. Well, that could be true, because they are literally right next to the black cherry, sorry, my hand ran away, the black cherry tomato plant. So maybe, but see, that's pear-shaped. So that's the black cherry tomato plant. It is insane. It's so big. So next year, definitely planting less tomato plants. Did not realize how big these would get. Look at that. There's so many. So many. And, you know, I think we're going to do like an archway or something like that. So anyways, thanks so much for watching, you guys. Sorry that was pretty random, but also I think that some of you will enjoy kind of catching up with me in that way, knowing kind of some other things that I'm doing with my time. You know, some of you have been watching for quite a while, so there we go. See, that's another Cherokee purple right there, and then the beefsteak. Look at that, a big one down there. And a lot of these do have cat facing, which is kind of sad, but you know, apparently the nature of heirloom tomatoes, if they're big. So I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you.